Hello, everyone. So today we have Kelly Luu running for the position of Public Relations Chair. You'll have 5 minutes for your speech, so just let me know when you want to get started.
All right. Hi everyone. My name is Kelly Luu, and I'm going to be a junior next school year. And as of next semester, I'm going to be sitting at 16 credits. So it'll be Physics 103, Bio 152, and 2 Chinese classes. And I'm also going to be inactive in KD5, at least in the fall semester. So that's not something that is of too much concern. And on top of that, I'm going to be working around 10 hours a week at my current job, but that's likely going to be in the daytime on Thursdays and just Saturday, like in the morning to like mid-afternoon. So as PR chair, one of the things I really want to do is just to pump out more content on our social media. So one of my goals is hopefully pushing out at least like 2 posts a week. The biggest reason being that I just want there to be a lot more engagement with our Instagram and our Facebook pages, and I just want our social media to be a lot more personable and just like show more about like VSA and like this family aspect that we really treasure in our organization, and not just like a bunch of event flyers. So, sorry, I'm kind of nervous. Some of the types of posts that I really want to incorporate into our social media are things such as like event recaps, holiday posts, e-board birthday posts, intern introductions, graduation spotlights, as well as like a lot of more culturally based posts as well. So one of my ideas for that is doing something like V-pop or like food or word of the week, like posting it on the Instagram story and such. So sort of like as people are like just going through their Instagrams day by day, they can see like, oh, I just learned a new VIS word today, or oh, I just heard this like really cool new Viet song. And I think this is like a really easy way to just like teach people more about Vietnamese culture, since like everyone's always on their phone anyways. It's just a really easy way to just like pop it into like their social medias more frequently. And how I plan on doing this is just using like a template for each of these types of posts, so that like overall our social media can have a very consistent look, but also have a nice aesthetic to it. And in terms of doing that, I can have our historian chair help, but I also do have skills using some such programs such as Canva, Adobe Spark, or Adobe Photoshop. And I really do think that our social media is going to be really important, just because it's going to be very critical in the situation that if we, let's say, do have fall online classes, we need to keep people still engaged with VSA. So like having us still be very prominent on social media is going to be very important for doing that. And the other biggest part with PR is event promotion. So one thing that's going to be very important is making sure that we release event flyers and event pages roughly 2 to 3 weeks before any event's about to happen, just so that we as an e-board have an adequate amount of time to promote these events. And some ideas I have to like really help facilitate making this all very smooth is using a Google Calendar for all of e-board to have. So like, for example, for PR, I would have like a posting calendar, and then the nice thing about Google Calendar is you can also have like people assign tasks to you. So it would be like, oh, PR, or like for historian, I need you to have like a graphic done for me by Friday, and like you can assign it on like a Google Calendar. And on top of that, Google Calendar is just very nice to integrate with all of like VSA separate positional emails, so that everyone can kind of see what everyone is doing all at once in like one nice calendar. And on top of that, with PR, I also really want to have a system that helps with e-board members as well, engaging in helping promote our events. So one of which is just making sure all e-board members are actively promoting our events on their personal social medias. And on top of that, I want to implement something that we did kind of discuss in previous e-boards, is how like we want to have more engagement with older VSA members. So one of the things that I was hoping to do with that as PR chair is having like a list of like people who we want to like make sure we contact for every single event, and kind of dividing it out between e-board members to make sure that we are able to like message people individually and like tell them, hey, you know, it would be really cool and would mean a lot to e-board if you come out to our events. So that's some of the things that I'm hoping to do. And in terms of things that I should improve on in terms of being an e-board member, biggest thing I feel like for me is that event attendance. And that's something that I realize I need to be a lot more cognizant with my schedule, just because I can have a lot of stuff going on. So I think that hopefully using Google Calendar and just a lot of good pre-planning for e-boards, that I myself can improve with event attendance, because I really want to be more present with VSA and do a lot more of our social media. So yeah, that's all for my speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. So I'm just gonna ask you a few questions on behalf of the Public Relations Chair. And just give me one moment. All right. So first question will be Just describe to me how you organize your day-to-day tasks and assignments.
So in terms of organization, I use Google Calendar a lot to like at least look at things that are more like hour based. So like, oh, I have class from like 9 to 10, and then I have like work from 10 to 8. Yeah. And on top of that, I also use like my planner. So just like really using it to pre-plan and write down all the things I need to get done. But I also, the biggest thing with using a planner is also putting in my due dates and making sure I set myself a lot of soft deadlines that way. Like, let's say I have a post that's due by next week, Saturday. On my planner, I'm going to write that it's due Wednesday or something. So that way I have like a cushion in case I don't get it done by Wednesday. And if not, if it's already done by Wednesday, that just like can help us promote events or for me to get things done even faster.
How comfortable are you with communicating with other members, especially those who you do not know too well?
I think I feel pretty comfortable with it. It's just, I mean, I just see it as like a nice way to just like reach out and kind of like put your face out there. So in a way, it's like it's good for me to like get to like meet other people when I'm reaching out to them, but also it's good for them because they kind of feel like a lot of like more personable engagement between like keyboard members who they might not know as well. So yeah.
What is your experience and proficiency with social media and Facebook?
So with social media, I have some experiences from other orgs. I did do a little dabble a little bit of running social media this past semester, and I really enjoy it. So I'm hoping to do more of it with VSA. So that's like running like Instagrams, like Instagram stories, doing Facebook posts, and like I mentioned earlier in my speech, I do have some basic like graphic design skills as well. So I'm pretty comfortable working with Canva. I know how to use Adobe Spark Post, and I also have some basic Photoshop skills.
What what are new and create you talked about this a little bit in your speech. But if you want to go more in depth about your new social media campaigns or ideas that you would want to implement as a PR chair.
Yeah. So, especially with VSA, because we are an organization who wants to spread our culture in campus. I think like it would be really cool to do something like VPOP Mondays or something, like posting on our Instagram stories and like putting it on our Instagram highlights. Oh, this is a cool VPOP song that y'all should check out, or like teach like a new Vietnamese word or like a Vietnamese dish or something like that. And those are some things that I'm really hoping to do. And as I mentioned earlier, especially like if we do have online classes next semester, doing things like this consistently on our Instagram is going to be important just to like still keep like VSA relevant in people's minds and also like still like be able to at least like do something that kind of relays our mission still as an org.
And last question is, you are asked to promote multiple events and make posts within the same week. How would you handle this situation?
Yeah. So for that, I feel pretty comfortable. Like if I need any help, like maybe like writing up an event description or something, I'd like want to reach out to someone right away just to make sure because I understand that with social media, it's very time sensitive. Like it like the time of day that you post is very important. The days of the week you post are very important. So at the end, whenever I do choose to like publish something, I want to make sure it's at a peak time where it's going to reach the most amount of people. So if I realize, oh, I myself can't get this written in time, then I want to like reach out to someone and be like, hey, can you like make this post for me by 12 p.m. just because like I know 12 p.m. is going to be like the peak time that people are looking at their social media. So just like reaching out to people if I need help and just making sure that I keep myself accountable and like set reminders on my Google calendars and my phone so that, oh yeah, make sure to like publish this post by 1 p.m. or something like that.